Ventura is an aging ship, but are the dining rooms serving up contemporary cuisine or boiled cabbage and nursing home puree? I'm a former professional athlete and current professional eater. I take 10 or 12 trips a year on a big variety of ships. If you don't trust a fat seafarer like me, then you'd better take a packed lunch. Here, ladies and gentlemen, we go. Before we get cracking, remember that it is important that people judge the trip they are on, not the trip that they'd prefer it to be. With that in mind, I'll be giving marks out of 10 relative to what it's fair to expect for the price you pay. A 7 out of 10 meal at McDonald's and a 7 out of 10 meal at the Savoy are not equal. Keep that in mind. Around half the guests stepping on board a ship head straight for the buffet, so let's start there. I'm not even going to lube you up first. Ventura has the worst designed buffet ever encountered by any man, woman, or beast on land or sea. It consists of about 1 million tiny serving areas, only 1 or 2 of which are open at any particular time. They're closed in like a little tiny room, not open to the seating area, and they fill up quick. They've all got 2 ways in and only 1 way out, which prepares you for the gladiatorial experience that awaits. Once inside, they're a figure-of-8 shape, so there is no possible way for the traffic to flow smoothly. Even in a well-designed buffet, passengers can shove and push and get too close. So you can imagine the calamity in this place every mealtime. The galley crew have leaned right into this chaos with the way they organise the food like a branch of Aldi. Roast beef, lettuce, garlic bread, curry. Excuse me, do you know where the roast potatoes are? Over there between the toilet rolls and scale extric sets. The food is what you'd expect for the price you pay. You'd never choose it, but it's edible. If you can find what you're looking for. Having faced the scenes at lunch when only about 100 people had boarded, I would rather eat my own toenails than endure breakfast here. I just about managed to cope, returning for coffee outside mealtimes and late night snacks. Obs. This is where, on day 1, this sea monster just threw her napkins over her shoulder onto my table, then acted like I was the animal for throwing them back. This is not the buffet that people like her want, but it is the buffet they deserve. 3 out of 10. There are 3 MDRs, Bay Tree for fixed time, early and late sitting, Saffron and Cinnamon for, freedom dining. Saffron is also where you'll go for breakfast and lunch if you, like me, are delicate and don't want to be trampled in the stampede upstairs. I booked late and I paid the peasant fare, so even though I asked for fixed dining, I wasn't welcome in Bay Tree. Who knows what wonders are hidden behind those doors? Safi and Cine are the same exact dining room, one on top of the other, in slightly different colours. You'd assume that Saffron is the orangey one and Cinnamon is the reddish one. But I can't remember and, well, it doesn't matter. The menu is the same in them all, and the selection is solid if unspectacular. Portion sizes are fine for normal human beings, but if you want more, just ask for more. I asked for extra beef and my meal turned up twice as meaty as the dude sharing my table. Puddings are, well, P&O puddings. So they'll make you fat, but at least you won't enjoy them. If you are cruising on a budget or just don't like paying extra when there are perfectly good options included, the MDRs on Ventura have got you. A strong 6 out of 10. I can't tell you anything useful about Sindhu other than it's really nice looking. Sindhu generally gets great reviews across the fleet, but I'm just not a big fan of Indian food, so me rocking up would just bring their TripAdvisor average down. What I can tell you is do not go to the beach house. This is a bit of the buffet serving buffet quality food, but for the extra fee you get to be shown to your table, and even though the place is 3/4 empty, you get to be sat between a pillar so you can't really see anything, and a plate clearing station so you can't really hear anything. The food is American/Mexican/Caribbean. Well, so they say. It is, in the same way that a tin of spaghetti hoops is Italian. I went for the piri-piri chicken thighs to start, and they were fine. I assume they weren't from the same chicken. They were both left legs. You'd think that the surroundings and picture menus would have prepared me for the horrors to come. And I was bracing myself, but I still wasn't quite ready for just how awful my main course would look. A waiter spotted me taking this picture, and he asked me if I'd like him to take my picture with it. Obviously, I said, God, no. It looks disgusting, doesn't it? If you tell anyone that I had this and they ask me, I'll tell them that you are a liar. It looked a lot better when I'd scraped it all off the swinging skewer thing, but the taste matched the original look. It was very much like a supermarket microwave paella. On the bright side, this was an upcharge dish on top of the cover charge. I chose the key lime sundae for pudding, which was probably the high point of the meal, and I think I've been clear on how I feel about P&O puddings. The surroundings don't work for an extra charge restaurant, but the food belongs in the buffet anyway. I know it was only £19.50, but that's in addition to the MDR meal already paid for in the fare, and I cannot believe that I wouldn't have enjoyed that more. The Beach House, 3 out of 10. The Epicurean is what P&O sell as fine dining. Let's not get carried away, this is not fine dining. But it's fine-ish and absolutely worth the £35 that they charge. They keep it dark and moody in here of an evening, and if you wear mirror-finish aviators everywhere you go, you can get away with having a snooze between courses. I was dining alone, so the bread course was quite generous. Unfortunately, not only was the bread not served warm, it was chilled, so it was quite hard and not really very nice. The butter was also chilled and hard, Boggo yellow, and the dark one is Marmite butter. Do you want to know a secret about Marmite? 2% of people love it, 2% of people hate it, and the vast majority think, it's alright. The amuse-bouche is a Virgin Mary, and I could take it or leave it. I opted for the leek and truffle soup. They bring you an empty bowl with a drop of oil in, and they pour a wee jug of soup in at the table. Honestly, I'd be happy with them sticking it in the bowl backstage and saving on the washing up. But some people must think this makes it fancy. It was really good. Would recommend to a friend, if I had one. Obviously, I chose the lobster next. I'd prefer steamed, but sort of thermidor was good too. Asparagus is hard to mess up, and the salad was fresh and crisp. In Epicurean on Iona last year, I was served 4 chips. The cost of living crisis is affecting everyone, and this time they brought me 3. I did point out what a ridiculous serving that was, and they brought me another 3. This lemon soup wasn't very hot, and it tasted pretty bland. Orange sorbet did the job, and for pudding I had peanut and banana cannelloni. It was alright. I messed up really. I was expecting a cannoli, which is a different and much nicer dessert. Coffee was fine, although one petit four is a bit skanky. All in all though, you can't really fault this for the price, and it was definitely the best dining on the ship. 8 out of 10. The Glass House is an Italian-style restaurant inside a French wine bar, inside an are-we-in-it-or-not corridor Russian doll of a venue, serving mainly Spanish wines and tapas. I dropped by for a bite between brunch and pre-lunch, opting for the prawns, lamb and pork meatballs. Surf, turf and dirt. I enjoyed it. It's £10.50 for any 3 dishes, and in a rare move I also had a glass of wine for £8.50. I don't drink, so halfway through I was sloshed, and I was trying to start a fight with a cocky-looking seagull. There are some proper dishes if you want to make a meal of it, and it's a fairly relaxed place to get a drink and do chatting. 7 out of 10. The Poolside Grill is split into 2. At one end is fries, burgers and hot dogs. Diagonally across at the other end is pizza and pay extra ice cream. It's all rubbish. Cheap crap served from freezer to fryer. And that is not an insult, that's what a Poolside Grill is. Remember, you get what you pay for, and these are free. So, 5 out of 10. You can get pastries from Cuisine coffee shop, but I'm not dignifying that with a rating. I didn't get room service, but it's the same food you get elsewhere, but for more money in worse surroundings. Epicurean afternoon tea is not worth paying for, and the buffet version isn't even worth eating for free. even if you're starving to death. And that, boys and girls, is that. Ventura has a bit of variety of dining options available, from pretty awful to pretty good, and you'll definitely find enough to keep you alive. If you're going on, or at least considering Ventura, look out for my other reviews. If not, well, it's a bit weird that you've made it this far, isn't it? Dining options on Ventura, done.